Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Podfathers, the best parenting podcast in the universe, tolerated by Barstool Sports. It's your pal Clem here. It's Pop down in Jersey, Daddy Boy Chaps over in Texas, and there may be some storms coming out of Texas, folks, because we are recording another night podcast, and that was when Chapsy got all up in our pal Kyle's ass when he was giving an update of his vacation. So we'll see what the night brings here. I just came from a little emergency upstairs. If I sound a little frazzled, I walk into the bathroom being screamed, "Dad, Daddy, Daddy." And it was just me and Sienna home. And I look in, my 7.5-year-old daughter naked with a mouthful of blood. Nothing like seeing that. And it was she got out of the shower. Her tooth is hanging on by a thread, but she refuses to take it out. So she is just gushing blood right now. I said, honey, I got to go talk to a couple dads and podcasts right now. So she's upstairs bleeding out. How are we doing, Daddy Boy?
I'm doing shitty. It is down here in Texas, 107 degrees today. And the real feel right now is 117 outside. And Texas is giving us all these warnings about the grid's going to be overran and the power might go out and all that shit. Let me tell you guys something. Because when I was a kid, I never gave a fuck about how much my parents paid in electricity and all that stuff.
Yep.
Last year, I lived in the same house during the same time period. Last year, my power bill was $340. Guess what my power bill was last month? In June. Not even July yet.
$725.
$794.
Oh, I went double
for my power bill. Almost double. And I was doing some reading. I had no idea about this. Greg Abbott signed into law that for the next at least 25 years, most likely 35 years, every home in Texas will have to pay an additional $45 a month for another 30 years because of that winter storm. The cost was $300 billion that they're giving to the taxpayers.
300. That's a made-up number. They just straight up made it up. That's the Frank the Tank. Frank, how much do you need for the Sports Encyclopedia? 100,000. Did you just come up with that number out of the air, Frank? Yeah, pretty much.
Our power bill is going to last longer than my mortgage, and I bought my house last year.
Oh, that is some fucking tomfoolery and debauchery down there in Texas, man. You guys are having a rough go of it right now.
Mm-hmm. But Greg Abbott went from $1 million in energy donations to his campaign to $5 million last year. So you got a little kickback there.
That's a big W. This is a very big dad thing. Is complaining about the power bill. At this point, I've had like $1,400 power bills. It's 2 months. And at this point, every February, we just get whammed with it. And it's just like the February tax of living I just attributed to at this point.
I thought we had missed. I asked my wife, I was like, because she takes care of all the bills. I'm not responsible enough for that. I don't pay anything. I pay the HOA fee. I think that's it. But other than that, everything she does all the money. But I looked through and see like how much stuff was. And I saw $790. And I was like, did we forget to pay the power bill in May? And so we paid May and June. She was like, no, that was only June. And that's not including gas. Like, that's not gas at all. It's just power.
Just straight power. Devastating, Chaps. Yeah, I feel it for you. How you doing over there, Moneybags, big man?
Good, yeah.
Better than him.
I don't know what we pay. It's been hot, but 117 real feel. It's warm, so I switched to I made a decision that I was going to try and switch to briefs. Like kind of tiny whitey type things. I haven't worn them since
Let's see it.
High school.
Prove it.
And so I had ordered some on Amazon, and they were way too small. And, there's a very fine line between that and bikinis. So I came out of the shower today. I popped them on. The whole family was home, and I came walking into the living room with just them on. Oh, the disgust from everybody. Annie, Mick, Finn, the Bridge. I hit them all. And I put the one leg up on the couch. Hey, what's everybody doing today? So I think I might
looking like somebody was trying to stuff mozzarella back into the original package.
Oh, I mean, we have a big mirror in the thing. I caught a glimpse of myself. Oof, it's not good. So the experiment of going back to it lasted probably about 12 minutes. I just threw them away.
Extra tidy in whiteys now, I guess. That's the way it is.
They're colored now. There's no whites in them anymore.
I just got this note from my daughter here. I don't know if anyone can see on the YouTube. It's ripping out my gum. We currently have a live tooth situation. Yeah, it's ripping with 1P. It's ripping out my gum on 3 lines of a this is just she just writes on random things around the house. This appears to be an instruction booklet or something. So I'm gonna go teach her right now, live on the podcast, even about Uncle Large's method of how to make a tooth stop hurting. So let me see.
100%.
Which one is it? This one? Yeah, it's this one. So we just do this. We just hold it here, and we're gonna kind of put it back in a little, so then it doesn't move anymore. Okay, ready? One. Wait, let's get it. 1, 2. Oh, come on! I have to put it back.
Do it.
All right, she's leaving here. I just tried to rip it out live on the pod. Didn't work though.
That would have been incredible content.
That would have been
Well done,
incredible
Glenn.
content.
Did you use the bounty?
Yeah. She
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I had to bring it down and everything.
A real bounty, or is that Costco?
Good question. I am usually a Costco guy. This is Costco because there is no bounty printed on there.
Yeah.
The quicker picker
Smart
upper,
move, Glenn,
lest
yeah.
we forget. Yeah,
I was
That's
gonna be
why.
very
That's why it
disappointed.
didn't work.
that's why it didn't work. Yeah, the Kirkland brand doesn't quite have the same oomph on
Oh,
it.
the Kirkland brand, I think, is better than some name brand stuff out there.
I agree. Another one being toilet paper. You go to Costco
Mhm.
for your paper goods, you're walking out with a W at a discounted price every single time, which takes
Feels
us
like
to
you're
our.
wiping your ass with a queen size pillow.
Oh, it's so goddamn good, Chaps. It's so
Mhm.
goddamn good. Which takes us to our story of the day. I just had to put this one in here for the all the listeners out there. Today, the CEO of Costco, Craig Jelinek, was on, and they asked him. They said, "Craig, are you going to raise the price of the Costco hot dog from $1.50 infamously that comes with an unlimited refill drink?" And all he said was no. Just one word answer, no. 2 letters, 1 word, yet 1,000 billion just hearts fluttering. Inflation, Chapsy's electric bills going through the roof, gas prices through the roof, inflation through the universe. And all that matters is that the Costco hot dog stays at $1.50. Largest
I have
sentence-
something about Costco I need to tell you, Clem.
Hit me with it.
We have rebuked their pre-made meals from the deli section 2 times in a
Good.
row. 2 times. I don't know if this is just a San Antonio thing. 2 times in a row, found huge spider legs
Spider legs?
in the pasta. Yeah, because they have like the fettuccine, and McCartney loves the fettuccine little package.
Yeah.
And then I warmed it up, took it back to back, 2 spider legs. Wifey was like, "That's it. That's shut it down." She came in like Taffer. We're like, "We're not doing it anymore."
Damn. Did you write to them? I mean, if you go to the store, they would probably just give you another set of fettuccine legs, which would then lead to more spider legs being eaten.
Mhm.
Damn. I can't even defend that, Chaps. I was ready to defend it wholeheartedly. So you're rebuking the entire section now. You won't even get those street tacos with that nice,
The
fresh
street
creamy-
tacos are good. They
Street
are
tacos
good.
are very good.
But I also have to be out on the Italian wedding sausage with the little round pasta. You know what I'm talking about? That'll have
Of
like
course.
spinach in there. Because they
I knew
did.
Large was gonna know that. I knew Large was gonna know
They
that.
did like.
Spanish for it's Italian for ear or kete. Little
I
ears.
think they switched it up and did 3 times the amount of spinach to noodle. Just way too much spinach. It's just been a bad experience. I still love Costco, and they need to get their shit together. I don't want them on TV bragging about the 150 hot dog. Get your ass in there and let's get rid of these goddamn spider legs.
We're too busy worrying about the hot dog. We don't even realize that there is a goddamn battle going on in the deli section.
You're missing the forest for the trees.
The
Yeah.
20-ounce soda went up from 59 cents, and it's depending on what you get, it's 420 calories. It went up by 10 cents to 69 cents. I don't know if this is national or if they bump it up, but this is confirmed by a location in Rochester, New York.
Mm.
This is from Fox Business News. And then the chicken bake, which Clem has explained to us once or twice, it's essentially a hot pocket that's filled with like a chicken chowder,
Yes.
right? Yeah. And that went up from $2.99. This is a whopping 840 calories.
Oh, it's a
From
big one.
$2.99 to $3.99. I mean, that's
a big increase.
Substantial. It's a 30% increase. So, so the hot dog, quarter-pound hot dog, plus 20-ounce soda with refill, which is anywhere from 600 to 850 calories, is still $1.50. The churros is still $1.50. Looks like the slice is $1.99, a slice of pizza, which I can't imagine is very good.
It's
It's
actually
not bad.
not bad. Actually not bad.
Get out of here, really?
I mean, if you like thick pizza, if you like New York style thin crust and all that stuff, definitely not. But it has its place for sure.
When I go, and I'm not going without Clem. By the way, from this picture from the food counter in Rochester, it seems like the hot dog bun has sesame seeds on it.
You know, I've seen this in a lot of places. Mine has a picture of it. I've never seen hot dog the sesame seeds on the hot dog bun, and I've been to multiple Costco's in the area. We actually
I
stopped.
also have never seen it.
Yeah, and that's out of Texas.
I'm gonna go hot dog, the 150. I'm going to go with the chicken bake because it fascinates me. I'm going with a churro, whether or not you go with the churro. Then I think I'm going to end with an ice cream sundae after I have a churro. I'm looking down there. The only thing that doesn't turn me on is some sort of smoothie and the pizza. But
The smoothie's not bad. The berries, smoothie's good.
Are they really?
Very good. It's a good way to spend your calories. I will say that. You feel like, and I believe it has. What does it say? Can you read on the menu there? Is it two
it's so far away.
servings of fruit?
It says fruit
smoothie.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't get in on the smoothies. They're $2.99 because I think it has some sort of cola float thing also that they offer right next to the smoothie, which is also $2.99. But I can't get in on the fine print there. So I've given you all I can from this one Rochester location.
Oh, excuse me. 4 servings of fruit in the fruit smoothie, according to the menu. And I just noticed today when I wrote the blog about this hot dog, it says half pound plus. So you're dealing a half pound minimum hot dog in terms of there, and it is a delicious.
Yeah, they're coming in at 6/10
quarter
of a pound and knowing some of it's going to juice out.
Quarter pound, no?
I thought it said half pound plus.
I think it's quarter pound.
Quarter pound.
Send that blog. Yeah, that makes more sense.
It would be a lot nonetheless. But for the people out there, there's been a lot of people, a lot of pandemonium. Whenever things aren't normal, people go crazy. The gas prices are up, inflation. I'm sure if you listen to Barstool Finance, they can tell you how this is affecting the stock exchange and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes, I certainly can. By the way, a half pound hot dog is like a porno dick. I don't know.
This is like a porno dick too.
Is it really?
It's a thick boy, yeah. It'll
I gotta get to this. This thing is the promised land.
And by the way, that 59-cent soda is a fucking steal. I don't know if you guys paid attention to the soda market lately, but I went to Walgreens to pick up a prescription, and usually at like a gas station or like some place like that, I'm not paying attention to what the price says. It's just like, oh, get it, throw it on. $2.69 is the going rate for a 20-ounce soda.
What?
$2.69 in Texas.
Wow! Back in my day, chaps. Back in my day, you could get yourself
$1.25.
A big gulp would be no more than 99 cents. Wouldn't even get the $1. We're not even dealing with decimal places here. It's only, oh God, that's so disappointing. Kids these days, they've been born into a world that is on fire right now.
The moment we know we're really fucked as a country, if Arizona green tea ever changes it from 99 cents on the can and they go up to 125, we got to just close up shop.
So that's the reason another reason
I run it back with our tail tucked to the queen. Be like, we want back.
So this is another reason I brought this up on the podcast. It's obviously a parenting podcast. It's like a little financial stuff as well with the big man here. There's been a lot of pictures floating around the internet, and it says 99 cents and then $1.29, right? Mm-hmm. So the good people at Arizona, I'm going to share this on the YouTube for all our friends who are watching at home right now, or wherever they may be watching, maybe at work. The Arizona Iced Tea tweeted this out, and they said, there's a 99 cent, it says in black, and then it says in pink, $1.29. It's 2 cans side by side, and they said, oh no, we're in trouble now. The rock of, the American dollar has taken a hit here. The one on the right in the pink, $1.29. That is Canadian money. It's a fucking someone trying to pull a quick one on you. The old loony, as they call it right there.
That shit's almost a toonie, honestly.
Large, tell me about your best Canadian Looney Tooney story that you have from your days trading back on Wall Street.
Well, yeah, we used to get fucked by Canada all the time until I started working for a Canadian firm. Canaccord Genuity was my last stop on Wall Street, and I was the last person who was hired on the U.S. equity desk. So when Canada decided to cut 25% of their U.S. operations, I was the first person fired.
Nice.
Yeah. Last in, it's called LIFO. Last in, first out. So yeah, that was my thing.
Sorry,
I'm asking you guys now. Are you almost on my side? I just got back from Thor. I saw Thor: Love and Thunder. $6.29 for a soda that you pay now with the increase. That same soda is 69 cents in Costco. It's $6.29. I'm trying to lay off soda, so I got myself a big bottle of Dasani. I don't know what I paid for it. A large popcorn, $9.09. $9. Are you guys still on the opposite side of my trade where I bring in a cup every. I haven't done it in a while.
Buddy, I'm not going to the movies. That's how. I
No,
mean,
really.
This guy's a power bill to pay, Large. What are you doing?
right. I took McCartney to the new Buzz Lightyear, which was essentially the same scene 10 times. And so we were watching that, got 2 large Cokes and large popcorn, like the little deal. $24 for that thing. For fucking popcorn and Coke.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you go to Thor, like I just went to Thor, leaves your asshole Thor, because that's me. It's like $15, $19 for your ticket, then $15 for soda and a popcorn. I don't know. I haven't snuck in a while, and not because you guys have guilted me. I just haven't had the cups to do it or the opportunity. I haven't been with Annie with her bucket bag.
What dates do like the young kids go on? Like, because that's what movies was like a main one. Like, it's the first time where you maybe do a little fingering, like you go to the movie theater, you're looking forward to that type of thing. Now you got to be damn near a millionaire to go to the movies all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can take your girl out to dinner. So $19 plus another 20, so $40, so $80 to go to a movie. Right? $80 if you're going. That's crazy.
And while you're still getting like a lot of places paying $12, $13 an hour to these same kids, like you're working fucking 9 hours to take your girlfriend to the movies. Fuck out of here.
So
a movie that might suck at the end of it, and if you get the stale popcorn, nothing worse than the stale popcorn. For the newer listeners that don't know, our pal here, Large, old Moneybags Pop himself, likes to take his cups back home from the movies, wash them out, and then he'll sneak them back to the movies, and then to save the $6.29 every single time he goes.
So what we did for the first time was we'd gotten a soda, and then on the way out, Annie's like, you know what? She dumped out the rest. She's like a Diet Coke person. Half seltzer, half Diet Coke. I'm half seltzer, half Coke. Coke's too sweet for me. So that's my thing. Annie dumps hers out, washes it off, and fills it up with ice water. And she took an ice water on the way home in the car. I said, oh, it's a great idea. I did it too. So we both had ice waters in the car. And then when we got home, I was going to throw out the cup. She's like, no, why don't we save it? I was like, what? You have to also save the lid, right? Because it's not like they just keep the lids out anymore.
They do for us here in Texas. That's New York.
With COVID, they stopped putting lids out.
Oh,
so
we don't care about that
I think
here,
you had to. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're back. I haven't done it in a while. Fuck. So maybe the lids are back. For a while there, they weren't even giving out, like straws. You had to BYO straw, because it's not like you could be like, hey, can I get a straw? And they'd be like, you didn't order a drink. You know what I mean? So I've also been in theaters where I've done the soda thing, and I've had to open up the lid and do sips the whole time because I couldn't get a straw. So it's not easy out on those streets. But yeah, I've done it. I've only done it like maybe.
See, I don't think the cashier people would ever question, like, if I had a straw, like, well, let me see your receipt. I don't think that's going down.
I was walking out once, and they left the storeroom open, and I saw just this huge stack of cups, and I was like, let's risk it all, Annie. Let's just get
that's just money in the bank.
Yeah, I could sell them to people, $2 a piece. But yeah, we walk in. I walk.
Have those on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. So that's it.
What do you think of Thor? I would say Thor, not a movie for young kids. I'd say like Sienna's 7 years old. There are some parts in it that I think are especially scary for kids. Robbie told me that, and as I was watching, I was like, I don't know, Robbie. I could have probably gotten her in here. And then there's a few moments that are particularly scary for kids. I am very happy. I'd say maybe 10 and over for the kids side. And I liked it. I like Thor a lot personally. Some people didn't like it. Large, did you have an opinion on it?
I thought it was all over the place. Like I didn't think it was like a serious Marvel movie, and I liked it. I tell you who I really liked. I really liked Russell Crowe. This isn't any kind of spoiler because people may or may not know Russell Crowe is in it. Maybe it is a spoiler, but he was excellent in it. I think he wins MVP of that movie. I won't say anything more about his part. So yeah, I had a couple of laugh out loud moments.
Yeah,
I bag with that guy rakes, that Taika Waititi or whatever. Even his voice with Gorg or whatever the hell the name is. I really enjoy his voice, his character, and his vision. So I saw that too. Like the reviews were kind of mixed, particularly on the critic side. But so I was going in there not expecting too much, and I liked it. Not as much as I liked Ragnarok. Was Rosetta Stone for me, but I did. I'm glad that I went to this one.
I was a big fan of it too. It has some funny stuff. It's a little goofy. I think it could have been longer in terms of making the story better without giving anything away. And Zeus, I just gave that away. Russell Crowe is in the trailers, so if you don't know Russell Crowe's in it, God bless you. But I was a fan of it as well. And Taika Waititi, Korg. I mean, Chaps and Korg would be the most famous friends of all time. These guys would be fast friends.
They'd be fast friends.
They would love each other. It would be absolutely incredible.
I will tell you what. I also saw the new Jurassic Park. Wasn't a fan.
I heard it was trash.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Annie's she's a big Jurassic Park person. She didn't like the ones that she wasn't supposed to like, so she's kind of in line with most people. But she liked it much more than I did. I didn't enjoy that movie hardly at all. There was some nostalgia to it, but otherwise there was nothing new in it, and I felt like it was a waste. Could have skipped it.
Oof. So that was our little 4th of July week catch up there in terms of the movies, and we have to recap our buddy Kyle, his trip that Chaps routinely destroyed the last time we were all together for a full episode here, and that is going to be brought to you by our friends at 3Chi. You want to go to the movies and have a good time? Get some 3Chi in here before you go. Have the lady drive you there, and you go. Large loads up on his brownie. What's the current poison down there?
The root beer taffy. I do the Delta 9 root beer taffy. I think it's only 15 milligrams, but it's a functional alternative to THC. It does have a psychoactive effect, so you got to be 21 years or older to purchase this goddamn thing. Tinctures, oils, fucking vapes, flavored vapes, edibles, gummies, whatever you need to get either Delta 8 or Delta 9 in your body, you can get at 3chi.com and use the code STOOL5, STOOL5, and you'll get 5% off your order, plus a Canna Flag sticker that you can proudly put on your, I don't know, car?
Laptop.
Yeah, laptop, car, or whatever. So that's 3chi.com. Use the code STOOL5. Got to be 21 years or older. Go there now and get whatever the hell makes you happy in the Delta 8 and Delta 9 products. So.
Sienna's become big into putting the stickers on people's backs when they're not looking and stuff like that. That's currently the big prank going around. So maybe I'll get the wifey with that too. So I'll get my Canna Fan Flag sticker. Get yourself, like Large said, your edibles, drink enhancers, tinctures, vapes, all that good stuff. Just had to recap our boy Kyle. We got our boy Kyle. He had his he had a little thread here about his trip. It was the episode from 2 weeks ago where Chaps just completely trashed it because it was too damn hot in Texas to be going on this trip. This was the recap we got here from the 11 days, over 3,200 miles, 3 states, 3 national parks, 1 national natural landmark, 1 national monument, 1 national historic park, and 1 national historic park. And he said, no issues and incredible weather throughout. Chapsy, was it not 117 degrees there last week? What the fuck?
I don't know. I was saying it's good weather. It's been hot as shit. But I will say with this fella, I honestly did him a favor because I made it seem like it was going to be so bad. It was the opposite of the hype that Inglourious Bastards had. Inglourious Bastards hype when it first came out for me was through the roof. It had everything I wanted: violence, World War II story, military members, and Brad Pitt. All of those things I fuck with. And so whenever I went to see it, I thought there's no way it lives up to the expectation. It does. I did the opposite for him, set the expectation super, super low. So if he would have had 1 ounce of fun, if he stopped in Buc-ee's 1 time, that trip is a win.
Huge win. And I would say these pictures are breathtaking. You have some breathtaking landmarks around you, Chaps. Even Big Bend, which just got really...
Yeah, but go through those again, Clem, and look at all through those and tell me every single one of those pictures doesn't scream it's hot as fuck.
Yeah, can confirm. Our boy, anyone who wants to see it, K-Mays 10, K-M-A-Y-S 10. You guys can check it out. The whole pod fam is invited to go along on his little journey here.
White Sands National Park, that place looks like hell on earth. That looks like the hottest place on the planet. It looks like you're walking down to a beach that's 18 miles long, and the only thing is when you get to the end, there's absolutely no water.
So I won't spoil the movie Thor. I'll just say our boy Gore, who is Christian Bale in the movie, he lives on a planet that is basically a desolate wasteland, and they pray to the gods nonstop because they don't have anything else to really give them happiness. It looks like White Sands National Park. That's basically where he lives there, and it's a wretched place to live. So I will say that. And I know the last picture here is the Alamo. You are very much on board. Do not waste your time going to the goddamn
Alamo stinks. It's basically just a fucking parking spot like that. It's a garage. It's a person's garage with center block sides, and they just hung some some guns on the wall. That's it.
I mean, our boy Carl loves garages, though. Like, is this if you're a garage guy, is it a good place to go?
No, 80% of that place is just the gift shop.
When we went to the what was it called? The Breakers, which is the Vanderbilt mansion that they built in the late 1800s in Newport. At the end of this fucking like 40-minute tour, you go on, there's a goddamn gift shop in the basement of this mansion. And I could not believe it. I was aghast. I was mortified. The Vanderbilts rolling over, doing somersaults in their graves. They put a gift shop in their goddamn house. And then they ask you for money afterwards after you paid like $40 to go on said tour. So little recommendations or advice for people thinking about going to either the Vanderbilt mansion or the Alamo, two very different places from what I gather. But before you guys make any mistakes into going to places you shouldn't go, you ask the Podfathers stuff. How do you do that? By writing to the mailbag, podfathers@barstoolsports.com, or hit up that Louse Joey Langone Podfathers show on Instagram or Twitter. Just go in the DMs. They're open for you. And if you're having a bad day, you just want to tee off on Joey, do that too. That's what he's here for. He's here to listen to your problems. First one comes from Lee. My wife and I are expecting our first kid early next year. We live in Europe for my job and will be here for another 2 years. My wife's parents don't love that we're having our first kid, their first grandkid, so far away, and they want to come visit for a few weeks around the time the baby is born. We have a great relationship with them, but they are both very involved. We live in a decent-sized 2-bedroom apartment. Is it a bad idea to have her parents stay with us in our spare room for 3 weeks? Are we going to appreciate the help or want to kill each other?
It's going to go back and forth. Like I mentioned last week that I kind of had some experience with this. Kelsey was born when I was in Okinawa. I was 23 years old. Kelsey's biological mom was 21 at the time. My mom and her mom both came over to Japan when Kelsey was born. And there's elements that is good, like whenever you have family there, because they're going to help you get dinners ready and help you clean up and do all those types of things. And if you have questions that you aren't sure of, like, what the fuck is this little crusty thing? Oh, that's part of the belly button. It's going to fall off. Like, you have somebody there with experience that's going to do it. But I think it's the dad's responsibility to set some boundaries. And like, if wifey wants some time to yourself, as the dad, you have to be willing to be the bad guy and kick people the fuck out if you need to. Be like, hey, I'm going to get you guys an Uber. You're going to go see a movie. You're going to get out of the house just for a little while. You have to take charge there and set the boundaries appropriately.
That's a good call. Large, were you even around when Andy came back from the hospital, or did you just go on like a little vacation by yourself?
I stop by every now and again.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd be in the way, so I got to sleep somewhere. No, I think the key part of this, so I made sure I read it again, was that it's her parents, not his. So if he's going to go on some sort of paternity leave, or if he's going to take 2 weeks off, maybe 3 weeks off, like what do you think this guy's taking? 2 or 3 weeks off, maybe after he has the baby?
Maybe so more, because if he's working in Europe and it's a European company, it could be more.
Let's say he takes a month off, right? Let's just say that he takes a month off, which would be beautiful. I would have the parents come out when his month was over. Like, I think you get such a shelling of support and all that stuff when the baby is first born, but then it starts to peter away after a month or so. So if he gets off for the month to spend with the baby, do that with your wife and learn to be parents together. Right? Hopefully everything goes smoothly and your wife comes through it physically fine. And then when you're going back to work in about a month, then have the in-laws come over, because then your wife, who obviously likes the in-laws better than you do, probably by definition, perhaps not, I don't know, but I'm assuming that they have a good relationship, will then be stuck with her mom during the day, and you won't. Like, you'll be out there, breadwinning. And it'll stretch out the amount of time that she has somebody helping her out from, everybody doing it for the first month to you doing it for the first month together as a couple, then have mom and dad come in and back clean up while you go back to work. I think it would be a load off his mind to know that there was somebody around, and he doesn't have to spend as much time with the in-laws. Like, I'd be running to fucking work, you know what I mean, to avoid seeing and that's not true. I love my mother-in-law, but to avoid seeing my mother-in-law in the morning, fuck you, I'll see you, and he'll probably have a fucking hot meal cooked for him every time he comes home.
And you might be able to do a super favor for your wife if you do it that way, because, I mean, when moms and dads first have babies, you have no time to yourself. If they wait a month, maybe you get to take her out for a coffee, like even if it's just a coffee out of the house without the 100%. Baby, and let her have a moment for the first time in several weeks. Yeah. I think that would be awesome too.
This all gets punted if there's any type of problem, or if the wife has any sort of physical ailment, particularly, that she would feel more comfortable with her mom around. And, and her mom is not a hop, skip away. They're in Europe, whatever. But if she comes out, I think that's the answer. I think wait a month and then have them come out, stretch it out, the whole Megillah, as opposed to
get her preference, whatever her preference is. That's what I would go with. She's the one having the baby.
Yeah, especially if she doesn't like her mom, then it's a no.
I'd be like, no, you can't come.
Yeah, but this might work out perfectly for the guy.
Yeah, Lee, give her our answer, and if she says I disagree, just take our answer, crumple it into a ball, light it on fire, and throw it at the fucking
Shove that motherfucker straight up your candy ass.
It doesn't matter what those idiots say.
It doesn't matter what the Podfathers say.
And I don't know how this works, but I would think if you have questions, like if you need help and they're in the fucking States and you're in Europe, you're fucked. And then like the time differences are all whacked out. If they're just there, I just think it makes it easier. And then maybe if, hey, a week you guys could stay at a hotel or something like that, maybe just to get out of the waking up to them every single morning. But best of luck there, Lee.
And that really sucks. I hope that his parents are not like mine when I lived in Japan. Something about like when you turn 55, Large is getting close. When you get 55, 60 years old, you forget that other time zones are a thing. It would be like 3 a.m. with a 2-month-old, and one of our family members would fucking call and inevitably wake up Kelsey in the middle of the night. And I would have to keep my phone on because I was a bomb dog handler. And like, if we had an alert, I had to go quickly. So we couldn't turn the phones off or anything. Like, why are you calling? We've lived here for fucking 18 months, dude. Like, what are you doing calling at 3 o'clock in the morning?
God damn it, Pop. I guess that's probably a reason. I didn't do it.
Not yet. This is a hypothetical me. I did the cups thing at the movie. I did not do this.
I won't take blame for that when Chaps first had Kelsey.
And as far as I can tell, your equipment's been working all day. We didn't see Annie come in and have to set you all up. So you were all ready to rock as soon as we started the show.
She's not even home. I'm doing this by myself.
Oh,
wow. Oh, wait, Large, you just repeated there. Next one goes Matt. Clem, I'm about to go on a short vacation with a 10-month-old. How much should I dread packing, and how much am I going to be carrying every day? So
I hope he joined a gym like 2 months ago and he's getting ready, or he's going to be super sore the next day after the beach.
Everyone start lifting a few months before summer,
not
to get your dad, not to have a nice bod. You're going to have a dad bod no matter what. It's just so you can be the mule for everything. The packing stuff, you should not be worried about. It's kind of, I don't know, it's like Zen for me. Like you don't have to do all the stuff in the house. You just lug the stuff out. You do your little Tetris game, kind of like you do with your Costco packages, where everything fits in. You start stacking, making sure you can see a little out the back if possible. I find that kind of stuff fun. It's unpacking and then throwing it into the house when you get there. That sucks. But in terms of bringing stuff to the beach, man, that's just your one goal. You just think of a happy place you are the entire time, and we only do one trip, right, boys? You load it up, and it's only one trip. I am not going back.
If at all possible. I mean, I'll walk out there looking like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins with all the different instruments on whenever I'm done with it. I just will. Big time dad advice for somebody that's been married a while. This is the agreement that my wife and I have, because she's obviously the packer, is going to be more responsible, remember all the things. I do not touch a bag until she tells me bring the action. When she says bring the action, I'm ready to load it as fast as I can, but I don't touch a single fucking bag, not a Walmart bag, a Target bag, a piece of luggage, a backpack, nothing until she gives me the all clear.
So I always ask my wife, I go, can the green bag go out? Not yet. Can the blue bag go out? Not yet. Can the black bag is good. We're gonna loop in, bring the action. Is that a military thing? Bring the action, BTA?
Yeah, just bring that action. I mean, I'm ready. It's about to turn it on. Just you fire when ready. And so then because if you do the black bag, the green bag, and she says yes, you're only saving yourself maybe 3 seconds, but it's more heartache. And then you get like, what's taking so long? What are we doing here? So just hang out. When she says bring the action, then you put everything in the Tahoe and you're ready to go.
I love it.
Can I ask you guys a question? Obviously, you guys are more beach people than I am. It's obvious that you are, because I'm not a beach person. I'm
not either. I hate the beach.
I'm really not much of a beach person either.
Why? So what's he doing with the 10-month-old down the shore? Like, do you think he's going? And I don't know, Matt, the guy who wrote this in, maybe he could give us an idea. Is he going to bring a 10-month-old in a diaper onto the sand, or dip the kid will not remember it. The kid won't enjoy it. He or she will start eating sand.
You got 20 minutes of enjoyment. 20.
What? Yeah. What? Like if he and his wife are so in love with salt water and being on the beach, I hope they have the thought, even if they're staying on the water, to be like, okay, I'll hang out with the kid for a couple hours. You go swim, you go body surf, you go do whatever the fuck you want to do, and then you come in, shower, you watch the kid, and then I'll go swim, because I really don't see any reason to have a 10-month-old on a fucking beach. I don't. Do you guys see any reason to have somebody who's still eating from a bottle on a fucking beach?
I think a lot of times people do it because they're meeting family or they're meeting friends, and you have like this FOMO, like, and you think that if I miss out on this, I'm never going to recover. There's going to be memories that they talk about, and you want to have. And I talked to this Kate a bunch when she was getting ready to have cash, and she was like, "Oh, I'll still be able to go out and have a few drinks with people, and I'll just bring cash." And in my head, I'm like, "No, you're not." Like, do you have these unrealistic expectations that things are going to be like they were before you have kids, and you just not, like, you're not allowed, you're not able to do that. And going to the beach, dealing with the kid, watching everything, knowing how much effort it took you down there. No parents leave the beach with an under 2-year-old happy. Nobody.
I can't. How old is Cash now?
He's about a year. He's a little over a year, about 15 months.
Right. So I was with Cash and with Kate over the weekend at Willie's house.
Mm-hmm.
And, Willie had a couple of bouncy houses, a couple of like ball pits, all outdoors. He had all this stuff set up. And then obviously he has the pool and, that type of stuff. And so at one point, Kate was there. She threw on her bathing suit. She went in the pool with the kid. The kid went on a couple of the bouncy houses. Like, he was able to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to kind of enjoy it and have a memory of being, because every bouncy house, it was all the same theme, like a bubble guppy. Holly, Willie's daughter, was made into a bubble guppy, and so all the families wearing bubble guppy t-shirts. Willie does the big theme thing. But at 15 months that you're saying Cash is, I could really tell that he was enjoying it, and I can really tell that, even though it was a pain in her dick, like maybe she wanted to be doing shots at the bar and smoking cigars with me and Willie while we're eating crawfish, you know what I mean? She was still having some memories that were being made. I think that's 7 months down to the 10 months and at a fucking beach.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I really don't find any, the FOMO or the pictures that you're missing out on. I can't stress enough, as somebody who has this fucking podcast for you guys, don't do it. Don't do it, man. It's just fucking terrible.
We took Sienna to the beach probably when she was about 10 months old. Right. And it's like, you're terrified they're going to get sunburnt. I don't even know what a sunburn's like, but it has to be so bad. And, the wives take care of all that stuff. And then the best part of the time was when she slept in like one of those little pop-up tents. You get those little pop-up tents, which are awesome. They're impossible to put back together, but just popping them up, you throw them in there. And then you're just like, you can't just go into the ocean for a little. You're not going to be like, oh, the kid will be fine sleeping there. You're then stuck to wherever you are. You're anchored there. I will say I've grown to love the beach as I've gotten older. When I have a kid like AJ who doesn't stop moving, he'll just spend the entire time we're at the beach, which I go no more than 4 hours at the beach. I don't do the whole day. That is nonsense.
4 hours is a long time.
Yeah, 4 hours and I'm ready to leave after 3. But the kids, like, they're always in front of you. They're playing in sand. And then by the end of the day, they're so fucking tired that they're automatically napping on the way home.
Or they're assholes.
Or they're assholes. That's the other option there, too. And I'm not, but I've never really been much of a beach guy. But it just embrace the suck when it comes to, like you said, packing up the car and then lugging all the shit to the beach, because those are your biggest things. And then the wife will take care of stuff. She'll make sure everything's in the right position and all that. And we're going to wrap up today's podcast by
real
recapping.
Quick. I want one more.
Oh, yes, please do. I apologize.
This deal with the kids, I don't think I took a vacation with my family that there was more than 50% happiness, 50% miserability rating until both of my kids were older than 6, until they didn't need constant monitoring and watching, where Annalise and I could sit on a chair and have a drink while McCartney's in the splash pad at like Disney World and like getting nuts with their big sister. Like, that was the first time I'm like, okay, this is actually relaxing, where I'm not on vacation running around, having a fucking bottle, having a diaper bag, making sure I got wipes and an extra set of onesies and all that bullshit. 6 years old. That's when the tide starts to turn. So if you're sitting at home, you're riding and listening and be like, I'm miserable, when are my kids are going to grow up? I think 6 years old is when you can start getting a little bit more freedom back.
When were your kids on, outside of coming to and from Japan, Clem, do we have to wrap up, or can I ask?
No. I was just gonna
outside of going to and from Japan, like having to travel, outside of somebody's funeral, outside of moving, or outside of something. When was the first time your kids were on a plane, like for pleasure?
I mean, Kelsey coming back from Japan, 6 weeks old.
Yeah, no. But I'm talking about for a plane vacation. Because that
was one, like to come back to see family. Like I was living in Japan and we voluntarily came to Michigan to go.
You have to, you know what I'm saying? Like I would never have a kid on a beach at 10 months old, and I'd never have a kid on a fucking plane until they were 3 or 4.
The first time I brought Kelsey out to the beach, Kelsey was probably around 3 months old, and it was in Okinawa. I walked out from the beach or from the parking lot to the sand, sat everything down, looked at Kelsey. This is a redhead kid. What the fuck am I doing? Immediately packed up everything and put it back in the van, and we went home.
Yeah. And people tell me all the time, Lodge, by the way, you say that. What am I supposed to do? Not take my kid on a plane for like 3 or 4 years? And the answer is yes. Unless you're a big fan. If you're not fond of money, then please spend as much as you want to put a kid on, be a burden to everybody else on the plane, you, your family, and have a fucking terrible time. Otherwise, road trip. Road trip last week, the road trip type thing.
Yeah, we would have never. We went to Hawaii 2 years ago. We would have never done that when McCartney's younger. Never.
Yeah, can't. And people do. Like, I've been on vacations where I'm like, is that 2-year-old enjoying this fucking vacation? It can't be. It's a fucking vegetable. That's it. I had to get off my plate.
No, you're right. Sienna is 7.5 years old. She's never seen the inside of an airport, and she will not see the inside of an airport until I think her brother can handle a 2-hour flight to Orlando. It'll be Disney the first time, and it'll probably be the last time, I say, by the end of that trip that we do something like that. But there's just no need for it. And granted, there was a pandemic the last 2 years that made flying a pain. I think flying's still a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. I feel like people are getting their flight canceled. They didn't even tell you.
Large, a week and a half to get home from California.
Alabama.
Oh yeah,
and I just set it up again, by the way, for all 5 of us.
Oh,
me and Annie are taking the whole crew down to Tuscaloosa and back. And then obviously I said to her, I was like, by the way, Annie, it's only round trip for 4 out of the 5.
Oh, you sick fuck!
You dick!
I didn't mean it. I'm on eggshells, boys. But it still sucks. I hear you, sweetheart.
That's fucked up, Large. Are you crazy?
I know. Yeah. So we're bringing all 5 down. But listen, Bridge wasn't on a plane until she was 5 or 6. Because her brothers were 9 and 12 at the time. You know what I mean? Like, she was going on, and she's always old for her age. She's 36 now. Mm-hmm. So I'm bringing 5 people down to Tuscaloosa and again, I don't go for long, 3 nights, and that's huge for us. Fucking huge. So, and then, we'll drop it off Mick and saying, which is unlike my parents slowed the car down in South Bend. See ya.
Is he doing like dorms?
Yes, so first years are all dorms, and then he has the opportunity to go either to an apartment the second year or the frat house, which I'm not recommending that he do. If he wants to move into the frat house, he would do that as junior and senior year. You know what I mean? So this will probably be his trajectory: dorm, apartment, at least 1 year. So and then the rest we don't know. I don't even know if he'll still be in Alabama. Who the fuck knows anymore?
Yeah.
So that's that.
Joey just texted us a picture of Dom, 2-year-old, who's been living at the beach since he was like a month old, and he's already been on an airplane. He's built different.
He's different. Dom is different. Yeah.
His dad's a functional alcoholic too. I think that might have helped, make him just be able to deal with a lot of the things that most kids wouldn't be able to. Mm-hmm. So
Dom's extraordinary. When I say different, Joey's different, not in a good way.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Yeah.
Dom's different in an extraordinary way.
Since you just brought up St. Anne, how many trips is she able to get everything down to the beach in one trip that I'm sure you just load her up with stuff and then bring the kids down to the beach?
We don't go.
Oh, that's right.
I've been going to the Jersey Shore for now. I was talking to Aunt Virginia this week, and I said, "How long have we been coming down here and stuff?" She's like, "I think this is 13 years. I've never been on the beach in the Jersey Shore. I mean, I was on once, and when a neighbor invited us down, they had some setup in Spring Lake, but I've never been on the beach there ever."
Here for the vibes. Hey, that's a fucking shirt. I'm going to put that in the Barstool store. Here for the vibes. And they won't say the old man said it. Say like Brianna Chicken Fry said it, and we'll sell 1 billion of them. Put them in summer colors. Fucking
just put like the cross eyes and a smiley face, and you're good.
Yeah, your money, baby. Here for the vibes. Shit, it's priority out there.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to. I was just going to say we'll wrap up the podcast on this just because it was an easy transition. We had to just go back to who won the best dad moves for the vacation poll right here, and we'll throw it up on the old YouTube for the people watching. We'll throw up the. We got the Ken Jack official board, which made it feel extra special. Thank you, Ken Jack, for doing the Photoshop of us. Team 1, Team 2, Team 3. Team 1 was Chapsy drinking the first vacation beer, wanting to go home, throwing kids high into the pool, burying kids in sand. My picks, number 2, getting/reading the free vacation newspaper, being the beach pack mule at the beach, going out early to get bagels, donuts, and coffee, and then threatening to turn the car around. And then our boy Large taking kids on a rest stop shopping spree, finding a minor league baseball game to attend, poop in the hotel lobby bathroom, and suspending rules for iPad, diet, or bedtime. And the winner of today's
before you say the winner, the loser was me. Annalise saw that I said I want to go home. She said, "You never say that you wanted to go home. You always act like you're having a great time." I'm like, "Of course I am. Like, why would I make everybody else miserable?"
Oh, so Chapsy got in the doghouse for this, so I do apologize. So Chapsy did lose, and unfortunately he lost in the poll as well. But he came in second. Our boy Large, 13%. 13% for Large.
I don't do well on polls.
42. That's not what I hear. 42.4%.
He's the Ralph Nader of Barstool.
I'm so glad I'm double digits. This is the first poll I was actually double digits. Yeah. You fucking mouth breathers. Right?
Chaps at 42, I had 44 to take home the W. Large, what did you have in that first dog book? Was it like 3%?
Oh no, 3.
No.
It was 3. I think it was a 2-handle. I mentioned it last, but I'm confident that it was in the 3s. 3%. Hasn't been matched since. Has not been matched since. Will not be matched because they changed the scoring around. So I am officially the worst dog walk drafter in the history of Chicago.
Oh man.
Fuck those guys. No, Large. I tell you, fuck you.
There's rumors that I believe our boy Eddie might be around, so we'll have to see him in the office this week. So
nice.
That'll be great. Anything else to add? I don't want to end this too early here. Chapsy, have you spoken your piece? Large, anything else we have to go for from here?
I'm good.
I have a girl that might be bleeding out upstairs right now that I think about it too. So we have a wiggly tooth we have to deal with. I have plenty of 5s. I just restocked on them. And I would like Cass, as she's putting together the pour list this week, to note that Large did mention the movie theater cups again. And the house he goes to in the Jersey Shore every year is not his house. He does not own this house. He goes to a family member's house. So please keep that in mind when we're making the pour.
And I also want to say I complained about heating and costs and things like that. So.
And I went to Thor this week as well. I bought a popcorn and a soda, and I didn't even think twice about the price. I just gave him the credit card and just went into it. Yep.
That's number one Clem.
Yeah, number one Clem. That's a hope, but
on
it never
the poll and on the poor rankings
and in your hearts.
And in your hearts, hopefully, folks.
That would be something else. All righty, boys. Have a fantastic one.
Stay safe. Stay safe, folks. Love you guys. Take care. Oh, there's Ann.